Will it be a repeat of San Antonio, the onslaught by Pacquiao, or will it be something different? And incidentally, forgotten, of course, after the bad beating Barrera took down in Texas that night, the city knocked Pacquiao down in the first round. Here, they start out tactically, and now Barrera steps forward to attack.
Barrera was a 4-to-1 favorite 4 years ago. Pacquiao is a 3.5-to-1 favorite tonight.
And both fighters seem extremely conscious in the first minute, Emmanuel,
yes,
keeping their guards up and stopping anything big at the outset.
Yes, you know, and Pacquiao, I thought would come out a little bit faster than he has. But you've got to watch his straight left hand. That's the one thing that Barrera has to be watching all the time.
Barrera careful early to keep his distance, so that Pacquiao can't come in and strafe him with the double left hand.
See, Pacquiao's back and back fighting too technical, and that's not his fight. And if you can get a guy like him to back up, you've got him off track already from the beginning. That's what Barrera is doing pretty effectively.
Great right hand for Barrera. Pacquiao hasn't landed anything of significance so far. Marcos mixed in a couple jabs, couple straight right hands. Pacquiao leads with the left. Tony Weeks already warning Barrera not to hold Pacquiao behind the head, as Marco was conscious of needing to control Manny when he got in close. Now Pacquiao starts to try to be aggressive behind the jab. Left hook to the body, one of Barrera's better weapons.
Barrera is trying to make it a tactical fight, but I think as soon as Pacquiao gets warmed up, he's going to start punching a lot more.
Only 1 minute remaining in round one. Might be a small psychological victory for Barrera to feel as though he could put a round in the books to start. Now Pacquiao lands a straight left on the chest of Barrera. Works behind his jab and tries to get closer. Manny's starting to assume the role of the aggressor. Jab lands for Pacquiao. Barrera comes back with an attempted left center right. Pacquiao lands his jab again. Barrera occasionally forcing right hand lead.
Barrera used to be a risk taker. Now he's a risk calculator.
Pacquiao reaching with the left hand. Barrera again making sure to control Pacquiao in close. Tony Weeks again tells him don't hold behind the head. Round one is fought at a pace which suits the older fighter, Marco Antonio Barrera.
Yeah, definitely. That round will be very difficult to score.
Very nice. Keep it that way with the jab. 1-0, 1-0. Don't stay in front of him. Don't stand in front of him. Keep moving, keep moving. You're doing real good. But be careful with his head. You hit him a hook to the body. It was great. He felt it. Now keep insisting on that.
All right. Good job, Manny. A little busy with the jab, okay? And the feints are working good, okay? Yeah. You see how he's reaching for the feints? Yeah. All right? Open him up with the feints. Do you hear me?
Here we see Pacquiao landing his favorite punch and his pet punch. Straight left hand through the center. Maybe the most effective punch landed in the entire first round.
Emmanuel, is there some way for Barrera to neutralize that left hand, try to make Pacquiao beat him some other way?
Well, I think he's trying to do that, but you've had as many fights as Barrera has, you're set in your ways. But it's interesting that the most effective punch has always been the straight left hand from Pacquiao, but he's now trying to use his right hand a little bit more also. But mainly Pacquiao, you have to watch for a straight left hand.
Copy box numbers were sparse. Pacquiao 8 out of 43, Barrera 9 out of 49. You heard Barrera's brother Jorge say, go back to your left hook to the body. It's the first time in his 70 ring entrances as a professional that Barrera is not with his longtime lead trainer, Rudy Perez.
No, and he's still going straight back, not making any movement when the upper body, whatever Pacquiao comes in with that straight left. And that can be deadly. In fact, he needs to let Pacquiao miss and then punch after Pacquiao misses. That's when he's out of position.
Barrera trying to hit Pacquiao with his jab or his left to the body as Manny comes in. From Tony Weeks says to Barrera, keep him up. And now he's been verbally warned twice for holding behind the head and once told to keep his punches up. But nothing in the way of a real official warning by Weeks. Barrera using small steps to keep moving in a radius, trying to make it a little bit more difficult for Pacquiao to find a straight line. This is one thing Freddie Roach clearly expected, is that Barrera would fight at angles and avoid ever being squared up with the harder punching Pacquiao. Good stinging right jab by Pacquiao. He tries a hook, and Barrera taps him to the body with the right hand. Big left hand for Pacquiao. Barrera lands a left in return. Barrera shooting the right. Pacquiao leading straight up the middle with the left and landing. Good left hand by Marco Antonio Barrera. And he lands his jab. Pacquiao can't start his power punches.
Barrera is exposing a lot of the weaknesses on Pacquiao's part, particularly his balance.
Well, at the end of the day, as good a boxer as Manny Pacquiao may continue to become, and he's improved a lot, he's likely never to have the craft that Barrera has had through the latter stages of his career. Marco Antonio Barrera is a technical master of the sport.
Which is rather amazing, because there was a time when he was the Pacquiao of the sport.
The baby assassin.
But he realized when going up against fighters like Ahmed that he'd have to change his game. There's a big left hand for Pacquiao. But for the most part, by staying at angles, Barrera is blunting a lot of Pacquiao's aggressive assault.
And Pacquiao looks physically so much stronger, though.
Use those combinations, very good, okay? Yeah. All right, we have a combination, remember, in and out, okay?
Tuesday, October 23, catch the next Real Sports with Bryant Gumbel. Among the stories, a look at Iraq and how insurgents there brutally attack and kill top national athletes, forcing many of them to look for ways to escape their home nation.
Hurt him, pop him. And keep using that jab. Jab, jab, jab. Move your body also. Bend your waist.
Manny Pacquiao says that he wanted a toe-to-toe fight, but that was not in the contract.
CompuBox numbers in round two. Pacquiao 24 out of 59, landing at a good high 41% connect percentage, including 16 out of 30 power shots. Barrera 15 out of 54, including 7 of 37 jabs. Marco Antonio Barrera has gotten a pace that he likes and a mostly tactical fight, but Pacquiao may still be winning the rounds. That would be discouraging to the Mexican warrior.
Barrera seems to still be a little tentative. I saw him fight before. He would counter-punch with a lot more authority. And he's having difficulty to find in his range also.
Well, he's showing tremendous respect. And,
yes.
And at some point, he may have to show less respect to have a chance.
Yes, he's going to have to. Because and one thing about him, he can fight and will fight if he has to. But he's letting Barrera get Pacquiao get a good momentum right now by acting a little too timid.
Sometimes a fighter at the end of his career has difficulty pulling the trigger on what were once openings for good shots. Barrera doesn't seem to have the kind of offensive reflexes that once were the case.
No, even the reflexes that he showed when he fought Marquez.
Hard right hand over the top. Barrera stung Pacquiao with that shot. Momentary opening for Marco to take a little more command of the fight. Pacquiao lands a left. Barrera comes right back. The fire is building in round number 3.
That's exactly what Barrera's got to do a lot of. When Pacquiao throws that left hand, Barrera should bend over to his right, let it go over his shoulder, and then come back with counter punches while Pacquiao is out of position.
Particularly the left hook to the body would be available.
It's very effective, anything.
Pacquiao talking in the ear of Barrera as they get close to each other. You get the sense, Emmanuel, that it almost might be a benefit to Barrera if Pacquiao had a big violent rally and roughed him up a little bit, because it might loosen him up and get him into the fight.
It would ignite him only because he still can slug to stand toe-to-toe when he has to.
Yeah, but his mantra was, I have to fight, not being angry. Fighting under control.
Pacquiao landing his jab. Landing his jab again. Trying to find a situation for the left hand. Barrera shooting that upward hook. Pacquiao easily stepped away. Barrera goes back to throwing his jab and lands one. Barrera a little tentative with the right hand. Pacquiao not tentative with the straight left.
3-0. You see how you boxed him and you faked him? Very nice. You're doing a really good job. 3-0. And that's the way you have to keep going. Just how you're doing it now. Just how you're doing it now. Keep on it. Same thing. He's not doing anything to you.
Okay, Manny. You're here. Remember, keep stepping to your right. All right? Don't follow him.
Yeah.
All right?
Okay.
Don't follow him. Cut that ring off for me, okay?
Yeah.
All right?
Umiikot sa dito. Pag ikot ka, doon ka kaagad ha. Huwag mo sumunod.
Here you see Barrera land the right hand on Pacquiao, and he should have stepped back and been a little bit more aggressive after that to follow up, because Pacquiao gets out of position quite often in the fight.
CompuBox numbers in 3 showing Barrera's tentativeness. He was 5 out of 31. Pacquiao 15 out of 53. Let's see how Harold Letterman scored the first 3 rounds.
Okay, Jim. 3 rounds to nothing, 30-27, Manny Pacquiao. Jimmy's walking him down, coming straight forward. He's throwing that right hand, Manny Pacquiao. It's not a hard right hand. Occasional jab, he'll wave a right hook like he did just there. Not doing any damage with the right hand. But then he comes across with that straight left hand. That does score points. When Barrera punches, it's only one at a time, and he really hasn't hurt Pacquiao yet. What gets me is Freddie Roach tells this guy step to the right. He wants to go straight forward. He don't want to step to the right. 3-0, Pacquiao.
Interestingly,
I think Freddie Roach knows something about his fighter, Harold. I have it 1-1-1.
and interestingly, Marco Antonio Barrera's brother Jorge was quite expressive in the corner, saying you've won the first 3 rounds, you're up 3-0. He may be deluding his own brother and fighter. Chances are Marco knows better. And now they fight. Momentary flurry. Harold was right on point in saying that Barrera's throwing one punch in a round. You wonder when Marco's going to try to throw combinations.
Yeah. Barrera should be more aggressive because Pacquiao is not a counter puncher. As long as you're punching at him, you may miss, but you're not going to get hit too often because he's not a counter puncher. But he punches very good when he's moving forward.
They trade body shots. In every clinch, incidentally, Pacquiao has been speaking in Barrera's ear. Marco, to our sights, hasn't said anything in return yet. Straight left hand for Pacquiao lands again. That's the good plan for getting away of the straight left. But you got to throw something
That's
when it
right.
happens.
He's not doing it. He's not making him pay for it. He's still fighting a little too tentative.
Pacquiao's punch is longer and stronger. Barrera blocking with his gloves there. But blocking won't win.
Trying to make sure he doesn't make a mistake more than trying to make sure that he makes Pacquiao make mistakes.
No. Keep it.
It could be a part of Barrera's thought process that Pacquiao will be short on stamina and that he could overhaul him in the late rounds. That doesn't seem likely for the older fighter against the younger guy.
No.
if stealing rounds is an option by flurrying down the stretch, Barrera isn't doing that either.
No, he's not doing anything. He's fighting a mildly conservative technical fight.
And we return live to the Sears Center in Hoffman, Illinois. So glad you could join us for HBO's Boxing After Dark. Juan Diaz and Julio Diaz in a lightweight unification bout coming up tonight live here on HBO's Boxing After Dark. A short time ago, Larry Merchant had a chance to catch up with Julio Diaz.
Julio, you seemed a little bugged because Juan is a college student and gets a lot of attention because of that. Is that an incentive for you in some way?
Well, yeah, when I walk into a fight like this, I want people to also give me some respect and talk about me, but everybody's just talking about college and stuff, So it makes me want to go back to school.
How are you going to take him to school in this fight?
We worked very hard in the gym. We did everything we had to do, and I'm just going to be myself and show my talents. I think he's the right opponent to do it. He's an undefeated fighter, and hopefully I get the credit that I deserve if all goes well.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Meanwhile, Juan Diaz with a unique way of warming up, taking some swings. Diaz has 16 knockouts in 32 fights. He's not a home run hitter, but he hits a lot of doubles. And he hopes to score tonight against Julio Diaz as we return you to Pacquiao Barrera 2.
Jinky Pacquiao, wife of Manny, very public in the last couple of years. It's impossible to be connected to Manny and not be public, particularly in the Philippines.
Nullifies his right hand. He can't do nothing if you keep doing that, okay? Tell him, boy.
Pag nauna kang umikot doon, pag umikot siya, hindi na siya makagalaw sa'yo. Okay? Naunahan mo. Tapos yung jab mo, una lagi jab. Straight, hanan, hook. Galaw ulo. Okay, inhale. Lalim. Lalim. Okay. Maintain ang galaw. Yun pa rin. Okay?
CompuBox numbers in round 4, it's a wash. Pacquiao out of 63 punches, landed 26. Barrera 5 out of 30. Marco Antonio Barrera just not giving himself a chance to be in the fight so far. Absence of aggression, absence of passion, absence of combination punching.
Showing signs of that beating 4 years ago.
The Pacquiao's not really landing that much neither, but it's just his body, brother, as you can see, he looks like more confident, and he got so much more aggression in him.
Stop. He's fighting.
He's fighting.
I wonder if Barrera is going to be satisfied for this to be his last fight.
Stop. Good left hook to the body by Barrera, and suddenly he puts a flurry of punches together, giving Pacquiao a chance to come back with a hard 1-2.
Most of the left hands that I see Pacquiao landing
by Barrera.
are off balance, Emmanuel.
Yes.
He hasn't had a chance to throw a real power punch on him. Which I guess is the point from Barrera's side of the match.
Yes, Barrera's got the right strategy. Just like I say, there's a little bit more spirit to it. I think he would win this fight, but I just don't know. He's fighting a good fight still, considering everything.
Well, given the nature of his career and the glory of his image, more and more you begin thinking if it's not going to be competitive, it would be better to see him go out on his shield. Hard right hand by Pacquiao. And Barrera decides to fight back immediately. And now suddenly they trade, and Marco catches Pacquiao with a big right hand and a left hand. And Pacquiao momentarily stunned, then comes back with the aggression of his own. And that's what the crowd has been waiting for.
But you say who still is the one that's coming with the snarl on his face is still Pacquiao.
And still bouncing and still up on his feet.
Yeah, but Barrera had the better of the exchange, I thought.
He had the better of the exchange.
Well, you don't win an exchange with a smile, Emmanuel.
No, but the only thing I'm looking after that, he should have come back right back, because Pacquiao's not too dangerous if he keeps him going back. Good right hand there again.
Filipino crowd trying to get Pacquiao going. Manny. They trade shots again in the center of the ring. Hard left hand, two of them by Pacquiao. Barrera comes back with a straight right. More and more to it appears Barrera's going to have to accept the danger and give it a shot. He gets strafed by a right hook. That's the punch that Pacquiao has so improved with. Big left hand by Manny. 10 seconds to go in the round. Too much noise for either fighter to have heard the clapboard. Barrera goes back to fighting again. And maybe Marco won a round.
Come on, Wade. Let's Wade. We're in the long haul. Wade, don't exchange punches now. Come on, we've got to keep working the jab. Work the jab. Move your body. Bend your waist. Come on, not yet, Marco. Not yet, Marco. Relax, not yet. Relax. That's what he wants, to exchange punches with you. We're not going to do that. Relax. Relax. You're better.
Here you see Pacquiao coming in with a left and a follow-up right, off balance, but nevertheless he's so aggressive that Barrera couldn't take advantage of it. And here you see Barrera coming back with a series of punches with Pacquiao on the ropes where he cannot fight too good.
CompuBox numbers in the fifth, still the edge for the more active Pacquiao. 31 out of 71. 19 out of 54 for Barrera. Pacquiao 27 out of 46 power shots. Both boxers in beautiful red trunks. Gloriously colorful scene in the ring. Let's see how both corners have responded to the firefight that took place in round 5 as the fight suddenly dramatically changed.
Well, Barrera's corner, his brother, doesn't want him doing that, even though it appeared that he had the better of it.
He told him, no, don't do it. Save it for the later rounds. Leading me again to wonder whether they think that Pacquiao's going to run out of stamina. Hasn't happened before.
No, Pacquiao is dangerous all the way through. He has tremendous energy.
After all, he knocked Barrera out in the 11th in San Antonio.
After throwing a lot of punches.
Body shots by Manny Pacquiao. Barrera trying to pick his spots upstairs. Gets rocked with a right hand. Gets backed into a corner. Gets caught with another combination. Gets rocked with body shots. Pacquiao all over Barrera when he gets him into that corner.
Pacquiao is showing respect for Barrera. As he put it, Barrera is still Barrera. He's not going to just be completely reckless going after him.
Good hard body shot by Barrera. Pacquiao straightens up and looks for another opportunity. Jab and a right hand for Barrera, seeming to focus his right hand on the body for the moment. May need to make up a small deficit in body shots. As
that's aggressive, beautiful. But you notice every time the Pacquiao gets hit, he explodes. It just like ignites him.
Well, that's the way fighters are.
Yep.
This is what made Manny Pacquiao the most explosive and exciting fighter in boxing. Lands a solid right hook. Lands a straight left hand. Faster hands carrying the day again. Barrera had a little flurry. Pacquiao came on with an onslaught.
Right away, as soon as he gets hit, he comes back right away. He doesn't wait and come back. He does it instinctively.
Hinga malalim, Brad. Hinga malalim. Okay. Okay. 7th round coming up.
Nice deep breath.
November 3, we travel to Cardiff, Wales, where a crowd of nearly 60,000 is expected to be in attendance for the 168-pound summit match between hometown hero Joe Calzaghe and Denmark's Mikkel Kessler. Immediately following Calzaghe-Kessler, stay tuned for the premiere of Countdown to Cotto Mosley, a behind-the-scenes look at both fighters as they prepare for their November 10 showdown.
Combination, don't stand in front of him. Jab, jab,
Use the jab, use the jab. Come on. He's got nothing. Work him and use your jab, fake him, use your jab, fake him a lot.
Here you see Barrera catch Pacquiao coming in with a beautiful counter right hand. And there you see both of the guys exchanging punches right here.
CompuBox numbers in round 6. Pacquiao 23 out of 62. Barrera 13 out of 55. Pacquiao 19 out of 37 power shots. Halfway through, Pacquiao has landed exactly twice as many punches as Marco Antonio Barrera. Harold, how do you have it through 6?
Look at you. 5 rounds to 1. 59, 55, Manny Pacquiao. I gotta say this, Jim. You know what I love about Manny Pacquiao? He hits you with that left hand, and like all great fighters, the next thing he does is he steps to the side so he doesn't get hit with a counter shot. Barrera can't do that. He's too old. Watch Pacquiao whack him with a right hand, hit him with a left, and then move out of Barrera's way. You know, when Marco comes back with that counter. Beautiful, beautiful work by Manny Pacquiao. 5-1, Pacquiao.
I have it 3 rounds to 2 with 1 even for Pacquiao.
So those are two entirely different views of the fight. Harold Letterman has Manny Pacquiao 4 points ahead, and Larry Merchant has Manny Pacquiao 1 point ahead. First minute of the 7th round has been another tactical exercise.
Yeah, how do you defuse a bomb? Very, very carefully, which is how Barrera is trying to do it.
Well said. There are big screens in the arena which show our video replays between rounds. And I was fascinated during the last between-round period to see all 3 judges looking up at the big screen and carefully watching the replays.
Yeah, it's going to be very difficult. It's not an easy fight to judge, really.
Watch your head.
The only thing is when Barrera punches, he doesn't have the power or the confidence in his punches that he's had in the past.
And he's not throwing or landing as many.
No, he's not throwing as many. And every time that he does land a clean blow, it just ignites Pacquiao, and Pacquiao comes right back and gets right back in the fight right away.
I'll tell you who's nervous about this fight. It's all those fighters who bet Pacquiao to knock Barrera, all those bettors who bet Pacquiao to knock Barrera out again.
Some of them have already gone by the wayside because some of them would have been betting for him to do it in the first 3 or 6 rounds. That hasn't happened. Pacquiao does look momentarily content to carve out a round-after-round decision and wait for an opportunity against a fighter who may be too smart to give it to him if he's just fighting to survive. If Barrera thinks there's sufficient honor in just going 12 rounds in his last fight with a slugger like Manny Pacquiao, those knockout bettors may be out of luck.
And that's what he looks like he's trying to do. He's trying to box, play it safe, not take too many risks.
You know, after Junior Jones knocked Barrera out, Barrera boxed him in the next fight and lost the decision. And this resembles that strategy.
All right.
Coming up, hey.
Here. Deep breath.
Okay.
Come on.
Okay.
Okay. Manny.
Brad.
Deep breath.
Keep
Una
that.
ka sa kanan niya
Keep
lagi,
that.
ha? Jab, ang ipukli mo.
Keep that.
Come on. Build up confidence. Come on. You're winning it. Come on, but you got to throw more. Be stronger. Throw more. Be stronger. Be more intense.
Is Marco Antonio Barrera going to go out with a bang or a whimper?
Round 8 begins. Barrera's brother in the corner continuing to try to prop this fighter up with the suggestion that he's winning the fight. That seems to be a stretch. Pacquiao having to reach to find Barrera, who's very conscious of creating distance. Barrera sneaks a right hand around Pacquiao's guard, takes a hard right hand in return for his trouble. Pacquiao's fast-handed combination, gradually creating more and more space between his connect numbers and those of Barrera.
Barrera has certainly neutralized the power of Pacquiao, but he has not been able to take advantage of that.
Because he can't deal with the speed. Manny's simply too fast and too able to get off punches and flurries. There's a good counter shot combination by Barrera.
And what I've noticed, so Pacquiao has been more effective with his right hand than he has in the past. He's been pretty good with that right jab that he shoots. And he throws his left hand, he'll come back with a straight right after that every time.
Stop. Well, one thing about Erik Morales that surely all Morales fans are thinking right now. He was outgunned by Manny Pacquiao, but he went in and fought him tooth and nail.
Yes, he did.
He made every round a gunfight.
This is the fight, really. Barrera of about a year ago, I think, would win.
If he still thinks he's that fighter of a year
I hate to say it,
ago.
but maybe the fighter that even just lost a close decision to Marquez, even just that recently. Seemed like it was a lot more speed and snap there when he fought Marquez.
Marquez wasn't as dangerous. Pacquiao is still being treated with great respect by a fighter who knows where to place it. Hard left hand by Pacquiao. Barrera's had a couple of good combination flurries in this round. Otherwise is content to keep it tactical. Hard left hand by Pacquiao knocks Barrera back. Marco may feel a need to answer that. Marco Pacquiao's great speed that he can bull rush you and still land the punches because he gets them off in such a hurry.
He punches and gets out of balance and still keeps punching, so he has so much on the defense that you can't take advantage of his mistakes.
Now Barrera takes advantage of a little mistake there and manages to get in a combination. But those moments have been few and far between for Marco Antonio. And the rounds are running out. We've finished 8 of a scheduled 12 without Barrera making any significant breakthrough against Pacquiao's technique.
On a crisp autumn evening, and one of the many landmarks in Chicago, the Navy Pier. We're located at Hoffman Estates, about 30 miles northwest, for tonight's main event on HBO's Boxing After Dark. Juan Diaz and Julio Diaz square off in a lightweight unification showdown. A short time ago, Larry Merchant ventured into the locker room of the Baby Bull, Juan Diaz.
Juan, you said that for the first time you're in a fight that's personal. Why?
Well, you know, this is a fight where Julio has been calling me out a lot, and he's been asking for this fight. And I believe that that he finally, well, I know that he finally got his chance. And you know, some of the comments I didn't really like. So, and throughout my career, not a lot of guys have called me out because I'm not the type of guy to do a lot of trash talking. But so, you know, it kind of sparked a little fire in me.
Do you need fire the way you fight?
Well, I mean, you know, it might be good for the fans. You know, I mean, it'll create a little bit more excitement, and plus I think that you know, it helped me out when I was in the gym and I felt a little tired. I said, you know, I will remember those words just coming to my ear, and I just keep punching the bag even harder.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Meanwhile, Julio Diaz will put the words aside and use those hands. He's got his game face on as he gets set. Final preparations for tonight's main event here at the Hoffman Estates in Illinois. Juan Diaz and Julio Diaz squaring off in a 12-round lightweight unification showdown. Julio Diaz 34-3 with 25 knockouts. Juan Diaz 32-0 with 16 knockouts. But now back to Pacquiao Barrera 2.
The
Come on. When you throw 4, you hit him 4 completely, solidly. He's got nothing. Come on. More jab, more contact. Come on, he's tired already. He's tired. All you have to do is press a little bit more.
You gave that round away, man. Come on now, we gotta pick it up. All right. You take his, when you move your right, you take his right hand away from me, okay?
In that round, and you said it would be interesting to hear the CompuBox numbers, Emmanuel, Barrera was 15 out of 55. Pacquiao was 26 out of 54. So there was a significant edge for Pacquiao in landed punches. Nevertheless, Freddie Roach said to Manny, you gave that round away. Average CompuBox numbers per round through 8. Pacquiao 18 out of 49, Barrera 9 out of 40. Marco Antonio Barrera not aggressive enough to really be in the fight, or so it would appear, against Manny Pacquiao so far.
Well, you know, going into this fight, Barrera announcing that this is his last hurrah, I thought, well, what if it's a great fight? What if he beats Pacquiao in an action-packed fight and they're dangling big money for him? Well, even if he eked out a victory here, there would never be a third fight. This may indeed be Barrera's last hurrah.
And I think it's bad to announce it's your last fight, because if a fight is even close, why give the decision to a guy who's going to be quitting boxing as compared to somebody who's going to remain in boxing? So it, to me, would kind of prejudice the officials against you also. Make that announcement after you retire, after the fight.
It's about 80 pounds south of there and a different kind of style matchup. But this reminds me a little bit of Larry Holmes against Michael Spinks in his last 2 fights as heavyweight champion. Unable or unwilling to pull the trigger, regardless of what opening might be there. Pacquiao, on the other hand, sometimes seems to be lulled to sleep by Barrera. Then he comes back with something like that.
Stop.
Hard contact with the left hand by Manny Pacquiao drove Barrera into the ropes.
Barrera said he had a plan A, a plan B, and a plan C. I'm looking for plan D here, which is just to attack and take his chance.
Well, I like your analogy about diffusing a bomb, Larry. You know, he's trying to very carefully diffuse a bomb, but he's running out of time to get it done. It looks just like a tedious enterprise. There. He needs a lot more of that. Left hand landed big for Manny Pacquiao.
Pacquiao's got great balance when he starts moving on his toes. That's what I like. He can move and bounce and punch from all those weird angles while he's punching and then bouncing at the same time.
Okay. 2 combinations.
Arms down, baby. Arms down, baby.
Now you feint him, he's reaching. Look for the hook right hand, okay? Manny, you've got to finish. Now stop from the here. You've got to finish the combinations.
Come on, press, be powerful. Come on, this is the last one. This is the last one for your family. This is 10. Come on, show your conditioning. He hasn't hurt you at all.
Well, now Barrera is getting the right push from his corner. They're telling him he has to go out and fight.
Well, it was all emotional, though. I heard nothing tactical in the way of a suggestion that he should step forward and trade punches. It was all about honor for your family and stuff like that. Harold, how do you have it coming to the 10th?
89, 82, 8 rounds to 1, Manny Pacquiao. Jim, I got to tell you, there's nothing different about the way Manny Pacquiao's fighting now than he did when the fight first started. He flips out that right jab or a right hook, comes across with that straight hard left hand. Barrera keeps backing up, occasionally stops, and throws a combination. But Pacquiao is doing all the damage. Manny Pacquiao, based on mostly clean punching, just like you saw there.
I have it 6 rounds to 2 with 1 even for Pacquiao.
The one thing Barrera has accomplished is to put a very raucous, extremely involved crowd more or less to sleep in round 10 of a scheduled 12. Probably not what he had in mind. In his next life, beginning after this, one of the things Barrera promises to do is to go to broadcasting school to become a professional boxing commentator.
Very intelligent man.
Brilliant.
He's a very, very smart man.
And if he goes through all that, he'll someday face the hard job of having to criticize someone he genuinely admires for the way that he's fighting.
You know, and I think he says he's managing fighters at Mexico now, about 20-some fighters he's got.
Let's hope he manages them to fight more entertainingly than this. Let's hope if he ever has to talk about a great fighter who's fighting this way, he'll say the truth. It's not pretty.
He'll say, watch me when I was young, not when I was old.
Another rare moment from Barrera, but one combination and then moving away. He's gone from one punch at a time in the early rounds, as Harold accurately described, to one combination at a time and then creating a lot of lull space.
Stop. Come on. Keep it clean.
Got Pacquiao fighting at the pace he wanted him to, just can't do anything about it.
He's done a beautiful job of controlling the fight and the tempo of the fight exactly where he wants it to be. With just a little bit more fire, a little bit more power.
So the brain matter is willing, but the flesh is weak for Marco Antonio Barrera.
How are you feeling? How are you feeling? Come on, you got to throw more. Throw more, Marco. Come on, Marco, it's no more. Come on, we've got to press. We've got to press. They can't rob us. We've got to press.
November 18 kicks off Mayweather-Hatton 24/7. Our total access 4-week series following both fighters as they prepare for their December showdown. And Saturday, December 8th on HBO pay-per-view. It's the live fight. Floyd Mayweather against Ricky Hatton for Mayweather's welterweight title.
Una ka permisa iya. Sure punches nimo na dito. Ingato nga pick, ha, bato nimo ha. Okay. Ay kung sa duwa na lang ni Crow.
We should remember as we go to the 11th, judges are not blessed with CompuBox numbers, or if you choose, confused by CompuBox numbers. And they don't have video monitors which show them everything in perfect clear detail, as is sometimes the case here. And 2 of these 3 judges are less experienced than might normally be the case for a fight of this magnitude.
That's right. You know, but Barrera's got the fight at the exact tempo he wanted it, everything, but still, Pacquiao still setting the tempo as far as aggressiveness. And going down the stretch, it looks like Pacquiao's going to try to be busier. And he can do that pretty good because he's got fast legs if you're in and out.
Well, Freddie Roach, you can almost hear Freddie worrying that something unusual could conceivably be going on. Yes, he says, Manny, this fight's too close.
But this is a type of a fight that could be given to Barrera by some worse decisions, and it wouldn't be a fight that you could argue about too much. So for the most part, it's been tit for tat.
You can't give the fight to the fighter who's just trying to lower the temperature.
shouldn't, but it happens.
It certainly does from time to time. We've seen judges do that. There was a judge who had Corey Spinks beating Jermaine Miller in Memphis. And what Spinks wanted to do is lower the temperature. Now momentarily they fight again, and Barrera gives as good as he gets in that exchange. Makes you wonder what might have happened if he'd done it all night. Probably the inevitable.
But the energy and the strength is still looks so much with Pacquiao, even though I think Barrera's maybe matching him punch for punch, maybe even beating him. But it just, Pacquiao looks so strong, so much energetic. And sometimes that impresses judges, but who knows? We saw the fight with Forbes and Barrera. The judges went for the older fighter with the more precision punches.
Now Pacquiao begins to do damage, and Barrera's got no choice but to try to rise. And he staggers off of the left hand by Pacquiao. And he comes back with a right to the body. Big-time headbutt by Barrera. And Marco comes to the corner with blood.
No, Marco, I think he hit Pacquiao, I think, on the break after the getting butted, I think.
Pacquiao looks dazed, like he's reeling around the ring after getting a big punch.
Barrera has blood all over his chest and his right cheek.
Over here.
1 point deduction for Barrera. It's hitting on the break, and that's the deduction by Tony Weeks. We'll be able to show it to you in replay between rounds.
There's always been that mean streak in Barrera that occasionally would break out in frustration.
But no taken away, and his man is temporarily dazed, supposedly. He should have came out and tried to be a little bit more aggressive in terms of power punching.
Just not programmed to do it tonight. Just not programmed to go after him and fight tonight. That would have been the moment if ever it existed. Instead, he backed off. Still showing total respect for Manny Pacquiao's speed and power, and why not? Pacquiao scraped him in San Antonio 4 years ago.
Don't move him. Don't move him. How are you feeling? Come on. He's tired. He's very tired. The last one. Throw with everything. Come on, it's the last one. Kill him. Kill him.
Working beautiful. Double jab, left hand.
Okay. Ang ganda na ginawa mo, okay? Dalawa ang jab.
Emmanuel, let's take a look at what happened here. And ultimately led to a 1-point penalty for Marco Antonio Barrera.
Right here, you see Barrera hit him with a tremendous right-hand punch. And just as the referee was breaking him, it's on a break, and the referee felt that he did it on purpose.
According to our videotape, we're now thinking that a punch caused the cut on his cheek.
Once upon a time, we would see Barrera box for half of a fight, and if it wasn't working, he'd tear after Morales. He just has been unable to do that to Pacquiao.
Filipino crowd chanting for their man, hoping for a dramatic last-round knockout. Let's see if Barrera has anything on his mind other than surviving the 12 rounds.
Even though I feel that Pacquiao's won the fight, if I was a fan, I could easily be worried and concerned about a decision, because Pacquiao's never had a sustained attack where he really had him hurt at all in his fight, unlike most of his fights. So I could see a cause for worry from some of the people that support him and from his corner.
Harold Letterman's going to wind up giving 11 of 12 rounds to Pacquiao in all probability. Seems unlikely.
Well, he's won the fight, I think, but just compared to the way he's normally won his fights, been much more convincing than this usually, aside from the Marquez fight.
Well, is that enough to satisfy Marco Antonio Barrera? And how disappointing if that's the case. Now the old warrior looks for another chance. Quickly gives his gloves to Tony Weeks as if to say, let me at it. Admirable aggression with a minute to go. Marco Antonio Barrera had to wait 4 years for his chance at revenge against Manny Pacquiao. Part of the wait was occasioned by a Cold War between two major promoters in the sport. Cold War that was brought to a close just a few months ago. So item one at the end of the Cold War was to give Barrera his chance at revenge. But apparently it came too late for him to really be able to deliver the goods against the most violent and explosive fighter in the lower weight classes, Manny Pacquiao.
We didn't get a hot war climax, we got a Cold War climax.
Looks as though they're going to finish it out, trading punches tactically in the center of the ring. No chance for the stylish knockout that Pacquiao's fans wanted. No chance for the tactical triumph that Barrera's fans might have envisioned.
A whimper, not a bang.
Michael Buffer stands by with the official score.
After 12 rounds, we go to the scorecards. Jerry Roth and Glenn Trowbridge, 118-109. Tom Schreck, 115-112. To the winner by unanimous decision, still champion from the Philippines, Manny